Welcome. Okay, so let us go through questions 5. Let's do everything on this page over here. So questions 5 to 12. Let's go over them. I wrote the solutions down. So for the first one, it was 62, then 33. These two were no solution, 16, 62, 3, negative 3, and negative 9, 1. Okay, so how do we do these questions? Let's go step by step. So here, for the first one, what we want to do is, here we have a square root sign. So to get rid of this square root sign, the strategy is square both sides, okay? And, this is like the new technique you're allowed to do. You're used to doing plus 5 on both sides, times 7 on both sides. Here you have to get used to knowing when to use square on both sides. And look at this question over here. You see a cube over here. You're going to cube both sides. Imagine if you had something like fifth root of x plus 4 is equal to 10. Something crazy like this. You're going to take a guess. You're going to raise each side to the fifth, so these radicals cancel out, okay? So let's do this question here. Now, you have square root of this, and this basically cancels. This is 2x minus 3, okay? And that is equal to 121. But the reason why this cancels, it has to do with that this square root of 2x minus 3 is secretly 2x minus 3 to the 1/2. It's the whole thing to the 1/2 power. And when you square this whole thing, this cancels. So you get this. If this is confusing for you, which, not that it should be, but I mean, you're learning this for the first time, just raise your hand and I could explain this a little more. Okay, so then this radical and this cancel out. And 11 squared, that's 121. You do plus 3, and you get 2x is equal to 124. And divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 62. Okay, but this is not enough, because what we have to do is check your solutions. For the love of God, you have to check your solutions, because right now we're playing this game of finding extraneous solutions. So it may happen that this 62, if you plug it back into the original, it won't work. So let's find out. So if this is the original, if you have square root of 2 times 62 minus 3, does that equal 11? That's the question mark, right? Now here, let's just evaluate this. 2 times 62, that is 124 minus 3. Does that equal 11? Well, the square root of 124 minus 3, that's square root of 121. Does that equal 11? Yes, 11 is equal to 11. This is true. So this checks. So that 62 is a solution, right? What about this one over here? Let's do this question. Here you have, what was our first move? Cube both sides, okay? Cube both sides. Now here you get 6 minus x, because this cancels out. And minus 3 cubed, that is what? That is minus 27, right? Because you have minus 3 times minus 3 times minus 3. That minus 3 times minus 3 is 9. 9 times minus 3 is minus 27. Okay? And now what do you do here? You do minus 6, and here you get negative x is equal to negative 27 minus 6, that is negative 33. And then from here, you could go two ways. You could divide by negative 1 on both sides, and then you get x is equal to 33. Or you could even, from here, you can even multiply negative 1 on both sides, and then you still get x is equal to 33. Okay? And if you check it, it will work. Okay? If you check it, it will work. Let's look at the next one. Here we have plus 9. That is the first move you want to do. Imagine if you try to square both sides. It'll be very messy. It'll be very, very messy if you try and do that. Okay, so here, this is square root of x plus 5 is equal to minus 3. Okay, now here, what happens? Here, now that you have the radical by itself, you want to square both sides. So now you have x plus 5 is equal to 9, and x is equal to 4, because you do minus 5 on both sides. But what happens here is that if you try to put this 4 back into the original, always have to check. Okay, because when you're manipulating these problems, these equations, extraneous solutions may happen. So let's plug it in. Square root of 4 plus 5 minus 9, let's just equals minus 12. Okay. Well, that's really bad to see. Let me try that again. Square root of 4 plus 5 minus 9 equals minus 12. Okay, that's a little better. Plus 9, and here you have square root of 4 plus 5. Does that equal, what's this? This is minus 3. And then here, wait, what am I doing? No, you don't even need to do that. My bad. Oh god, sorry. Let me just do it over here. So here, this is square root of 4 plus 5 minus 9 equals minus 12. You just do this. This is 9 minus 9 equals minus 12. Square root of 9 is 3 minus 9 equals minus 12. And now here, 3 minus 9, that is minus 6. And minus 6 does not equal minus 12. So here, this is no solution. Okay? This is no solution. All right? So let's try and do the next question. Now here, the technique is we want to get rid of these square roots. So what can we do? We can, let me zoom in a little more. Okay, is this better? Let me calibrate it. Okay, this is nice. All right, so here, what we could do is square both sides, right? Square both sides. And now here, you get 4x minus 7 is equal to 3x plus 9. When you squared both sides, the radicals canceled out, okay? And it has to do with that 1/2 little trick. But okay, here, this is plus 7. Now, once you have this, you could, solve for x. So you could go any way you want. So let's try plus 7. 4x is equal to 3x plus 16. And then minus 3x, and x is equal to 16. Okay, and if you check it, it will work. It will work. But what I want you to do is check it for yourself. Okay, check it for yourself, and then if you don't get two sides that are equal to each other, raise your hands. Let's look at this one. This question here, number 9. So here, the trick for this question is you have to notice that this minus 12 is multiplying to the square root of x minus 6. So what you want to do here is divide minus 12 on both sides. Okay, that's the winning move, because this cancels like that, and now you have square root of x minus 6 is equal to 18 divided by minus 12. But 18 divided by minus 12, that's equal to, what is this? Negative 3 over 2. Okay, and now here, what you want to do is square both sides. And now here, let's bring it up here. You have x minus 6 is equal to 9 over 4. And then if you add 6 to both sides, I know it's a little messy with the fraction, but x is equal to 9 over 4 plus 6. Well, 6 is equal to what? 24 over 4, right? This is equal to 6. And now we have 24 over 4. And that's equal to what? 24 plus 9 is 33 over 4. Okay? And if you plug in 33 over 4 into this guy, there should be no solution. But let's just double check. So here, that's what we got. We got 33, x is equal to 33 over 4. Let's plug it into this equation. So if you have negative 12, let's take the square root of 33 over 4 minus 6 is equal to 18. Okay? Now here, square 33 over 4 minus 6, that is equal to, alright, this is a really crappy problem. Why would they give you such a bad problem? 4 equals 18, but you just follow math. Okay, so this is here, this is 18, this is what, 6, 7, 8, 9 over 4, and then look here, square root of 9 over 4 is 3 over 2, and this is times minus 12, does that equal 18? It does equal 18. Oh no, it doesn't. It equals minus 18. Because minus 12, sorry, minus 12 times 3 is minus 36. This is minus 18 equals 18. So this is no solution. Okay. This was kind of like a really bad problem. Not that it was a bad problem, it was a good problem, but you know, it was just a little messy. You know, we don't like these kind of messy problems. All right. But anyway, so that's how you do this one. How much time do we have? 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is try and do these 3 questions by yourself. You could do it, all right? And now here, the winning move is divide 3 on both sides. Divide 3 on both sides. And now your answer for this question is 62. And the answer for these 2 questions is -9 and 1. Okay, and this one is 3 minus 3. Let's actually do this question here. We could do this one. Here, you have square root of x squared minus 5. So let's square both sides. And now you have x squared minus 5 is equal to 4. Now here, what do? We do x squared. Now here, remember, what we want to do is minus 4 minus 4. Now we have x squared minus 9 equals 0. And now here, the reason we wanted to do that is because now we could factor. This is difference of perfect squares. This factors to x minus 3, x plus 3, and that equals 0. And x is equal to, now we can say x minus 3 equals 0, and x plus 3 equals 0. We're allowed to do that little trick, okay? So now x is equal to 3, and x is equal to minus 3. And if you plug it in and check, it will work. Because here, what is 3 squared is 9, 9 minus 5 is 4, and square root of 4 is equal to 2. And the same thing happens if you do it with minus 3. So, yeah. Okay. And try and do this question too. It's very similar. Okie dokie. I'll do the next questions in another video. Hope this helped.